Does your toilet make this sound every 20 minutes? That's the sound of your toilet running or adding water. I had a similar issue with my other toilet, and the culprit ended up being a bad flapper, but with this dual flush toilet, it doesn't have a flapper. Instead, it uses a canister design that uses a seal to keep the water from leaking. So the first thing we'll do is shut off the water, and we do that by turning the valve clockwise until it stops turning. And then we're going to take a look at the canister to see if we can figure out how to get this out of there and find that seal. Next, we'll go ahead and flush it, and don't worry about getting all the water out. The way this canister comes out, a little bit can be left at the bottom. Next, we'll go ahead and get that fill hose out of the way, and then we need to try to figure out how to get this canister out. If you have your instructions, that'll help, but if not, there are a couple different ways these things come out. Some of them have clips on the side that you have to press in to pull up, but most have this turn locking system, which means you got to turn it about a quarter turn and lift up, and it should slide out. So this is my first time messing with this flush valve, so I was playing with it in the beginning, but this right here shows you exactly how to get it out. Again, it's just a quarter turn, and then it lifts up, and I'll show you here on the canister where the tab is located and where it slides into here. And what that allows, once you line those two things up, it allows it to come out, and that is also the same way that you put it back in. Now that we have the canister out, it's time to remove the seal. That's a little bit easier said than done. I did have to get a pry tool to be able to get underneath the seal to get a hold of it. But once I got it out of there and I was able to grip it, it came off fairly easy. So I'll show you the process of actually removing the seal. I will mention that water running on this type of design usually means that the seal's bad. It sits in water all the time, so eventually the material starts to break down. You can see it in the forms of bubbles or waves on the seal, which creates a tiny void that allows water to leak out into the bowl. So the seal's bubbled up right there. I can't reuse it. Sometimes the cause of the leak is because the seal has some grime on it, and you can clean it off and actually reuse the seal. But in my case, I can't, so I went and bought this variety pack at Home Depot. So we're going to see if we can find our size and replace the seal. So the first seal and this last one here are very close, but I think that first one's a little bit better, so we'll try that one. So as you can tell here, this seal is resting on top of that lip. If you look at the other one, it fits inside that lip. So I want to try to tuck this in and see if that works. Alright, now that I got it tucked in here, it looks exactly like the other one, so I think we are good to go. Let's get this in there and see if it works. Alright, this is a little bit funny, so I left it in here, but remember, always reinstall your fill hose. And this concludes the steps on how to change the seal on your dual flush valve canister. The hardest part of this project is finding the correct seal for an older flush valve. The only option you really have is that Corky variety pack or finding the exact model online, which I could not, and also called this number too. Spoiler alert, I'm going to have to change the entire flush valve, so subscribe so you can see that video when it's released. And if you like this video, hit the like button. See you on the next one.